Good morning, Vanakkam, Namaskara, Namaskaram, Vandanam. Professor M.S. Swaminathan, the chairman of today's function, Dr. Bruce Alberts, the chairman of former president of the National Academy of Sciences USA, who is also chief guest. We welcome you, sir. Welcome. Dr. Sadraj, Dr. Selvam, executive director, Madam Nancy, our delegates and friends, and more importantly, the graduating, fellows of the National Virtual Academy. The first request is the National Virtual Academy fellows should make real impact on ground, both in agriculture and rural development. I think the first, let me also tell you that NABARD will be with you in making this dream happen. Since many of you have spoken in Tamil, நம்ம மல்லிகால இருந்து நம்ம கஸ்தூரி வரைக்கும் எல்லாமே தமிழ்ல பேசினால I can break and I'll also translate for you. மூன்றெழுத்தில் என் மூச்சு இருக்கும். 3 letters. Life lives in 3 letters. Maybe God, G-O-D, God. MSS for agriculture. I used to say how mobile and SMS cannot be separated. Same is Indian agriculture and Dr. MSS. And also NVA, National Virtual Academy. Okay, National Virtual Academy. For a banker like me, also 3 letters are important. NPA, non-performing asset. For a banker, NVA is not a very familiar term. NPA is a very familiar term. Okay, nightmarish term. I can say that. Okay. So, but what this NUS will do? Again, I am looking forward to only 3 letters. They will act as ATMs, agriculture technology messengers, all-time messengers, 24/7. Professor will recall during 80s or late 80s, the Tamil Nadu Agriculture Department introduced a World Bank assisted TNV system. It's called the training and visit system. But many people called it, in a different, this thing like touch and vanish system. Touch and vanish system, okay. After 35 years of experience, development experience in NABARD, we feel no technology, no knowledge can succeed unless it is owned and practiced by communities. Any amount of technologies, unless it is owned and practiced by communities, it cannot happen, it cannot make an impact. I draw this experience from something around 6 lakh hectares of watershed which has been practiced, which has been successfully developed through what is called village watershed committees, where each VWC member is supposed to be a para-scientist. He is supposed to be a para-scientist absorbing the knowledge of what is soil and water conservation means. When you go to Maharashtra, the tribal watershed farmer will give you a very beautiful presentation on what is a contour band, how it has to be sloped, and he will give some quotes also, like how the kind of communication they make. Like we in Hindu mythology, there is a god called Shiva, Lord Shiva, who has a big, I'm not able to, bun, okay, bun, a big bun, where Bhagirathi, the river Bhagirathi, comes. But it emerges from there, but it is, the water there is actually doesn't flow out, okay. The same way, the tribal farmer will tell you, this is the way Where the water falls, we have to catch. That is the kind of a communication goes through. Having said this, how we can collaborate, how we can make this thing, okay. There are 2-3 areas, our volunteers, our fellows, they also, like Mr. Gopalakrishna was mentioning, మీరు చెప్పారు కదా, సో మీకు అగ్రికల్చర్ ఉందా ఇప్పుడు? ఉన్నది, ఓకే ఓకే. సో see, he is able to earn his livelihood through agriculture, partly through agriculture. What about our sister from Jharkhand? Okay. So unless there is some kind of a, while making development, they should also have some kind of a revenue model for themselves. Like example of banking correspondence. How do you do that? I have certain suggestions to make. Number 1, they can be part of the ACABC, Agriculture Consultancy and Agriculture Business Centers, for which government gives subsidy, which is also being routed through NABARD. We can link with banks, number 1. Number 2, any kind of a business entrepreneurship, which Nancy was talking about in the morning during this thing, we can link with banks, and also wherever subsidy is available, we can link it with them. That is the second kind of a thing. Okay. Third is, our farmers clubs are there. NABARD's farmer clubs are there. We have more than, in Tamil Nadu itself is 4,000 farmers clubs are there. Farmers federations are there. There is something called FPOs which are coming up. Farmers Produce Organization. I used to tell them FPOs are the best vehicles of becoming, making agricultural Ambanis out of agriculture. So these FPOs, they can be technical advisor to FPOs. That is another model where we can also fund it. Okay. This is one thing. Okay. Now what we have seen, when we have fellows, we have agriculture fellows, we have rural fellows, we have sanitation fellows. Can we also make it little thematic? Okay. I will draw from the experience, our own experience. See, in Tamil Nadu today, 85% of the surface water is exploited. Sorry, 85% of the groundwater is exploited. 95% of surface water is exploited. Only excepting Tamaravarni, there is no major river. Okay. So what do we do? So we started a movement, Tannirai Kapo, Kannirai Todipo. Let's protect water and let's wipe out the tears from every farmer. Okay. This movement has been started with the master trainers like our fellows, our NVA fellows. These master trainers are identified carefully with they should have impetus to actually go in for development. They should be communicative. They should be able to observe some of the concepts, etc. So it is very successful. We have more than 4,000, all over this thing, 4,500 villages. We have about 500 master trainers in various districts, including Pudukkottai. And each village, there are 1 or 2 young boys who are trained by the master trainers. So we have a technical base. Okay. What we suggest is, our fellows can also be used for thematic interventions, and the NABARD can also, we can work out a way how this can be nationally implemented. Before I leave, I think all of us, I remember when I was GDM 28 years back, in one of the districts called Tanjavur, Dr. Manmohan Singh, the former Prime Minister, had come down to Tanjavur, and Dr. Maila, our Mr. Manishankar Iyer, who happened to be the MP that time, he had brought him. Both were Cambridge friends or something. So we are traveling in the car. I just asked them, so what is the best index of economic development? He was smiling at me, and then he told me, Mr. Jinnah, wherever you go, whichever village you go, look at the face of the child. If there is a smile, then there is development. Friends, whether MSSRF, banks, governments, NGOs like DAM, fellows, all of us here should look for, we are in the business of not science or agriculture, rural development. We are in the business of bringing smiles. Thank you very much. Best of luck, our graduating fellows. Thank you.